Hi, it's Sarah here from Crafting and Stamping, and I'm back with another quick tip. And my tip today is for creating a split card to go with our split card textures dies. The great thing about this is that we actually just cut away part of the card front to expose part of the insert in the background, and you still get a very attractive card front on here that stands up quite easily. So I'm starting with a standard landscape card, and I've got a standard card front. So this is 3 7/8 by 5.5 inches, and I'm just going to mark this. I'm actually going to mark it on the back because it'll be a bit easier for me to see it and not have to erase the marks. And I need to mark it at 3/4 of an inch on one side, and I'm actually going to do it a kind of reverse because I want the long edge at this side. So if I'm cutting from this side, I need to reverse things around. So, and here I'm wanting this at 3 1/8. So I'll come down to the bottom here so that I've got the markings on the ruler down here. If it's a bit off camera, apologies. So I'm wanting it 3 1/8 there. And I'll just take my paper trimmer. The pencil's going to rule that other way. So I'm going to cut it from side to side, mark to mark, like that. And that will actually give us 2 card fronts. So that's going to give us 2 of these to go on. It actually cuts it exactly the same like that. So you've then got 2 card fronts, and it's just easier to cut a normal card front in the first place, so that works particularly well. So we've now got that, and that will give us a wonderful base to be able to cut this split card textures die from. So that's, you just need to position that with fairly even margins. Just move it over a tad that way. So, and it doesn't matter if it's coming a little close at this edge, because with these we're going to add some sort of decoration along that diagonal line there. So I will be die cutting that out separate, but this is just to give you the tip for actually creating the card front in the first place. So now we're going to mark some points on the card front to be able to trim this. So I'm going to need it marked at 1/2 inch from the top of the card fold. So I've got a little 1/2 inch mark there, and 1 1/8. Let me see, I want to get 1 1/8 up from this side here. So let me just double check that. And yes, that's going to work. So just wanted to double check before I start cutting. So same thing, I'm going to get the paper trimmer back out and position this. It will move out of the top of the paper trimmer, don't worry too much about that. Just make sure that your pencil mark at that end, because you need to have the card open. If you close it, it's going to trim off the back of your card as well. So we're just going to make sure that that's centered in there, and then cut up as far as you dare. I don't go quite all the way. I can go a little bit further, move it back. You can just see through the gap when you get to the top there. And then all I need to do, and I do you could do this in the paper trimmer. I actually use scissors and just trim down from the top and pull that. Let's just until it breaks the card fibres that are meeting. There we go. And there we now have our shaped card front. So this, like I say, is how to do a shaped card front. We would put our insert in the back here. I've not got an insert handy, just use, that's not really the right size. But as you can see on this one, we put our card insert in, and you stamp so that it actually shows through the card front. So that is how to make a shaped card front using the split card texture dies. I'll put the measurements in the description below, and I'll include a link to the actual card. I'm actually going to dress this one up to be a Christmas card, but this was the original one that I made. So I hope that that's helped. I hope that's given you another idea for using the split card texture dies. A bit of a mouthful. It wouldn't work quite the same with this die. This die is a little bit bigger, so just be aware of that. I've cut this for this die, the sort of triangle version rather than the square version. You would need to make different measurements to be able to cut the square one. So this is for the triangle die. I hope that helps. Like I say, gives you another idea for using these dies. And please do subscribe to my channel below to see a quick tip like this every Friday, and a quick card every Monday, and occasional videos in between. Thanks for stopping by.